Every highway patrol officer across 7 states knows about the dog. They just don't include it in their reports. It's always the same description. Medium-sized, dark brown coat, sitting perfectly upright on the shoulder of rural highways, staring straight ahead at oncoming traffic. The dog doesn't move when cars pass. It doesn't flinch at 18-wheelers thundering by at 70 miles per hour. It just sits there, patient and still, like it's waiting for something specific. What makes this unusual isn't that there's a stray dog by the road. What makes this unusual is that it's the exact same dog. Same posture, same expression, same patch of white fur on its chest shaped like a crescent moon. And it's been sighted in Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. All on different highways, all on the same day. The first documented case appeared in a police report from Custer County, Nebraska, dated September 15, 1995. Officer Maria Santos wrote that she observed one dog, no visible injuries, non-responsive to vehicle presence or verbal commands. What she didn't write was how the dog's eyes followed her cruiser in the rearview mirror long after she'd driven away. The Henderson family was driving back from a camping trip when they first saw it. Interstate 80, mile marker 247, just outside Gothenburg. Their daughter Emma spotted it first. "There's a doggy by the road, Daddy." He looked sad. Tom Henderson pulled over without thinking. The dog sat about 50 feet from the highway, perfectly motionless. No collar, no leash. His wife Janet stayed in the car with Emma while Tom approached with a granola bar, making soft clicking sounds. The dog didn't acknowledge him, didn't turn its head, didn't even twitch an ear. Tom got within arm's reach and noticed something that made his stomach drop. The dog wasn't blinking. Its eyes were wide open, staring straight ahead, but the pupils weren't moving, like looking at a photograph. He reached out to touch its head, and that's when everything changed. His breath came out in visible puffs. The dog finally moved, turning its head 90 degrees to look directly at him, not at his face, at something behind him. Tom spun around. The highway was empty. No cars, no sound. Even the wind had stopped. When he turned back, the dog was gone. He ran back to his car, hands shaking, and found Janet and Emma exactly as he'd left them. But according to his watch, he'd been gone for 47 minutes. He'd only walked 50 feet. By 1998, the reports started stacking up. A trucker named Dale Morrison logged 17 separate sightings across 4 states. Always the same dog, always in that identical sitting position. He started keeping a journal. The entries grew increasingly erratic. Day 1, saw the dog again, mile 340 on I-70. Tried honking. Nothing. Day 15, it's following my route. How is that possible? Morrison's final entry was different. Just coordinates and a single line. It's not waiting anymore. It's choosing. The Morrison family reported him missing 3 days later. His truck was found idling on the shoulder of Highway 36 in Kansas, driver's door open, keys still in the ignition. The logbook was on the passenger seat, but the last 30 pages had been torn out. Animal Control Officer Marcus Webb thought he'd seen everything in 23 years on the job. But the calls about Highway 30 were different. Same caller, same location, same complaint every few months. There's a dog that's been sitting there for weeks. Webb arrived with standard equipment: catch pole, treats, protective gloves. The dog was exactly where every caller said it would be, positioned like a statue against the tree-line. Webb extended the catch pole toward the animal's neck. The moment the loop touched the dog's fur, every piece of metal on Webb's utility belt began vibrating. His radio crackled with voices speaking backwards. His truck's alarm started blaring, though he'd left it unlocked. The dog turned to look at him then, and Webb saw something that made him drop the pole. The dog's eyes weren't brown or black or any normal color. They were reflective, like mirrors, showing Webb his own face staring back. But in the reflection, his mouth was moving, forming words he wasn't speaking. The first disappearance that could be directly linked happened in June 2008. Rebecca Martinez, a social worker from Des Moines, called 911 from her cell phone. There's a dog on Highway 141, just sitting in the grass. It looks hurt. I'm going to check on it. The line went quiet for 17 seconds. Then, that's strange. Its eyes are, wait, how long have I been standing here? The call ended. Martinez's car was found the next morning, engine running, hazard lights blinking. Her purse was on the driver's seat. Her phone showed the 911 call at 3:47 p.m., but when police arrived at 6:30 a.m., the engine was still warm. 3 months later, a long-haul trucker named Eddie Voss radioed his dispatcher about the same dog. His final transmission was logged at 11:23 p.m. I'm gonna see if I can help this poor thing. Looks like it's been sitting there forever. Voss's truck was discovered at sunrise, jackknifed across both lanes. Written in condensation on the windshield, someone had traced the words, "Still learning to sit." The dog isn't waiting for help. It's recruiting. This revelation came from thermal imaging footage captured by a Department of Transportation drone in 2019. When vehicles slowed near the dog's location, the thermal readings showed human-shaped figures emerging from the tree line behind it. They walked in perfect single file. Same gait, same posture. Enhanced footage revealed faces. Rebecca Martinez, Eddie Voss, Dale Morrison, others whose names appear on missing persons reports spanning 2 decades. All walking in formation behind the dog, eyes fixed on the highway. But they weren't walking randomly. They were positioning themselves at specific intervals along the shoulder, each one sitting down in the exact posture as the original dog, creating a network, a chain of identical sentinels stretching across state lines. If you see a dog sitting motionless by any highway, do not stop your vehicle. Do not slow down. Do not make eye contact through your windshield. Continue driving at normal speed until you are at least 50 miles past the sighting location. Do not use rest stops or gas stations within that radius. Do not look in your rearview mirror. Since 2020, missing persons cases along highways where the dog has been sighted have increased by 340%. Traffic cameras in these areas experience regular malfunctions. GPS systems frequently reroute drivers to avoid traffic delays that don't exist. Remember, the dog appears alone, but it's never working alone. Those who stop to help become part of the system. Drive past. Look ahead. Keep moving. Some roads are not meant for stopping.